Hi guys, this is Zach from WatchesOnYou, and today I'm taking a look at the G-SHOCK Master of G GWG1000-1A3, or as it's commonly known, the Mudmaster. Now this is actually the so-called flagship of the Mudmaster line. There are some less expensive Mudmasters, but this is kind of the top level of the Mudmaster series, and with that comes a vast array of features. So just right away on the aesthetics, you can tell that this thing is a very beefy watch, extremely thick, diameter very large, and you can see there's a lot going on the dial. You can see you've got 4 different pushers all around. You have a crown here, you have a sensor here, a triple sensor, and I'll go through what that measures. You can see that the strap is all integrated, screwed into the case, very, very beefy all around. And that's because G-SHOCKs are just made to be the toughest watches on earth. And being the part of the Mudmaster series, this one is made to be extremely mud resistant, but they also tout its vibration resistance, and it actually uses a type of gel inside of the case to also kind of shield everything from vibration. So they say you can use this for heavy machinery. They say drilling equipment, crushers. They say you can use this watch while operating most heavy equipment, so that you won't have any issues with the vibrations created by that machinery. So the features on this timepiece are many. So I'll go through first what the crown is for. So the crown actually allows you a world time function. So you'll just unscrew the crown like a regular watch crown. This is actually the first G-SHOCK I've seen with a crown. It's pretty interesting. You'll pull that out, and then you can see on this chapter ring here, there are all the different time zones around the world, and you can just adjust it by turning the crown. So you turn it one way, the cities go clockwise, turn it the other way, the cities go counterclockwise, and it's very easy just to change the time. So then when I do this, push it in, you can see the hour hand adjust a little bit, and there you go. So, and then to screw it back in, you'll just screw it in like a standard watch crown. No big deal there. Very easy to use and operate. So now I'll talk about what these different functions are. So in this main time, this is just your current time zone. You can see you have a digital display or you have the analog hands. Then you'll use this button to then move. So now here's the barometer. So you can see it does it in pascals there. So 986 there. And then now you can go to temperature. It's in Celsius, 32.1 degrees Celsius. Then you can go to recall, and this is actually a recall function for the altimeter. And so you can see 233 there, and then I believe it tells you the time of when that was made. So that's an interesting function as well. Then here you have your classic stopwatch. To start this one, it's exactly the opposite of how a mechanical chronograph works. You'll use the bottom right pusher to start it, and then the upper right pusher to reset it. Don't know why they made that opposite from a mechanical watch. I think it might have been simpler to just do it the same, but it works very nicely, and you can see it does it to the hundredths of a second as well. The next one, classic timer. See, I have it set for 10 minutes here. It will count down and then it will beep. You have the alarm function. Right now it's off, and then so you can set a time, turn it on, and then it will beep at that time. Next one is a digital display of the world time. I personally would prefer just using the crown function, but you can also go through the cities on the digital screen as well. And then here you have RC, and this allows you to calibrate it with the 6-band sensor or 6-band radio receiver for time. So this watch will actually automatically calibrate itself with atomic clocks using a radio signal that it receives, and it can get that signal all over the world, so you really don't have to worry about not being able to get it. And if you don't get that, you'll just have the regular movement operating it, but you can sync it up very easily with atomic clocks, which is something that is very cool to see. And then it has one last function, which is the compass, and you can see on this pusher mark comp, that's how you can get to the compass And it works with just the second hand, which I think is great. You might know the Tissot T-Touch. That uses both the hour and the minute hand, and it doesn't have a second hand, so it will kind of line them up like this and they'll both point. Personally, I like this better, so you can still have the time. So this, if you're, say, trekking, you can just leave the compass on, you'll still have the time going, when on the Tissot, you would have to turn it off to be able to see the time again, which is a function that I really like about this, how you don't have to do that. And then you can see you also have a quick button for the altimeter. That will bring you right back to there. And what's cool is you can actually hold it. It will show it's recording, and then it will beep when it's done, so you can reset it just if you want it to reload. It will automatically do that, but you can also do it manually if you would like as well, which is a cool function to have. So now let's do a wrist shot. So this strap is very, very beefy. Again, super tough rubber strap. It feels a little more plasticky than typical, but that's probably to keep this nice and tough so it doesn't wear down. You can also see that it's reinforced with 2 separate pins in the pin buckle clasp. This watch also, though, may look like it's uncomfortable to wear, but it's fairly comfortable, and I'll actually show you. So on the underside, they put these kind of these pieces in here, these rubber pieces, to round it off, so it actually fits very nicely on your wrist, and it is not uncomfortable. I expected this to be a lot less comfortable, but then when I actually put it on my wrist, it actually forms to the shape of your wrist very nicely. It is a very large watch. Definitely, this is not a dress watch. This is for someone who just needs the absolute toughest and many features. This would be if you're an explorer. You could even use construction worker. They tout its ability to be used with machinery. If you're in the military or something, this would be a great watch to have. It's really never going to let you down. Very, very capable timepiece. So this watch is actually loomed. The hands are loomed on this, but it also does have this big button here, and you can't really see it, but it does see it lights up the dial. There's just a small LED at the bottom right there, and that will kind of do a glow over the whole dial. So I'd like to mention that this watch was lent to us for the purpose of this review by Continental Diamond in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. It's available for a price of $750. I will leave a link in the description if you want to inquire about purchasing this or any of their, or just see what other watches that they have in their collection. Thank you guys for watching this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks.